Hello, welcome to Torch University. Today I've got a little short one for you, so make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. People need to learn how to develop their conversation skills. You need to learn how to talk to other people, whether they be man, woman, something in between. You need to learn how to communicate properly. And most importantly, you need to learn how to have this, just get comfortable, be in the moment. Let yourself flow through that conversation. Because when you look at it, a conversation is a sharing of energy. There's my body language giving energy. There's my body language not giving energy. There's my tone, there's my hand movements, there's my word choice, there's my the dynamics in my voice. There's so much to a conversation, but it's so simple. Just flow. Be in that moment. And often what happens is, especially with men, when we're talking to a woman, for example, we usually know a lot of topics that men talk about, which makes sense. And women tend to know a lot of topics that women talk about, which makes sense. So you need to find that like middle ground where there's things that overlap. For example, not a lot of, at least that I've seen, the majority of women are not like super into basketball and football and baseball and sports. However, they like music, and a lot of men like music. So that's an overlapping topic. Hey, what kind of music do you like? Now, another overlapping topic. Maybe fashion, to an extent. Like, most men are not going, I want to be a Vogue model or I want to be on Calvin Klein or something. But a good amount of us tend to put thought into how we dress. Like, okay, these colors go together, these, textures, here what I'm going for. We know how to put ourselves together. That's an overlapping topic to an extent. Like, if you are very into like design and clothing, perfect. That's great for you. Talk about that. And it's also important that you know how to have the conversation for like business, because there's going to come times when you want to build a familiar rapport with your client, with your boss, with your coworkers. You want there to be this calmness. You want there to be this familiarity and conversations on things that you both relate to, things that you both understand, things that you both want to achieve are a great way to do that. And at school, you also want this, like with your friends or if it's somebody that you want to speak to, whether it be to get like answer for homework, whether it be because you like them for whatever reason. So, things like, oh, how'd you do on that last test? Or, hey, my name's Lawrence, what'd you like to do for fun? Or, oh, what grade do you in? These are very simple things, but you don't have to start a conversation with the most wild and elaborate, creative thing ever. You don't have to do that. You just have to be presentable. You just have to know good things to say, like topics to begin with, like music, any hobby you two may have in common, something that you might have noticed, like, oh, I really like those pants, where'd you get them? Or, oh, what made you decide to dye your hair blue? These are things that you can mention and get a good conversation started. And through that conversation, you learn more about the person. You can even learn things new about yourself. Like they might teach you something. Like they might tell you about music that you never looked into before. I've had that happen. You might learn new things about yourself as in, oh, I actually kind of like to do this. Like they might tell you, hey, you want to try sewing? Or do you want to try photo shoots or woodworking or anything? It could be anything. They might end up teaching you something through this conversation about yourself. You might end up teaching them something new about themselves. You could get a business partner out of it. You could get money out of it, like a promotion at the job because you're just so like good with customers. Especially with retail, you really want to be good at conversation if you're working retail or sales because that's about 90% of your job. You can make new friends out of it. You can have so many great things come from learning conversation skills. You might, I've had situations where I'll need to get somewhere and I'll just ask somebody, like, hey, do you know where such and such place is at? And because I'm relaxed and calm in how I come up to them and how I present the conversation, then it goes well for me. Like, they'll be like, oh, just take a left here, here, there, boom. Or do you know if this place sells this? Or you ask an employee, do you have this item? Conversations are everywhere. Conversations are everywhere. And nowadays, so much of how people interact with each other, how people meet, and how people talk is online, behind the screen, that a lot of people don't really develop their conversation skills. And I'll admit, I was a late bloomer when it came to this too, but that was just because I was awkward. Like, I was just awkward. Like, so I'm not saying I give myself a pass on it. I'm just saying that was why I was like that. I tried talking to people. I just had a hard time with it until I got better at it. And there's always going to be a need for you to know how to have a conversation. Like at your job, if you work in retail, like Walmart, Target, corner store, you're the one buying something. You need to know if they have a product. You need to know what's the difference between this item and that item. You want to make some friends. You want to meet new people. You want to go to a party, whether it's like a school party, a farm party, a family party. You want to give a speech. You want to start a business. You want to run a YouTube channel. Depending on the kind of video you make, you're going to need to know how to talk to people. You're going to need to know how to connect to your audience, how to bring out an emotion in a person, how to make them interested. You're going to need conversation skills. Learn to develop them. And as I said, this was just going to be something short, something simple that, to bring to your attention. In the future, I'm definitely going to make a much more in-depth, detailed one. Giving you like more of a breakdown. But to be fair and honest with you, the best way to learn is to just get out there and do it. Like, the best way to learn how to improve your conversation skills isn't watching a video on it. It isn't, reading a book on it. It's just getting out there and doing it. Like, the best way to learn how to ride a bike is to ride a bike. Now, the best way to learn how to not fall off a bike is to fall off a bike. Because then you're going to learn, okay, why did I just fall? Okay, I fell because I put my foot in the wrong spot. Or I didn't pedal fast enough. Or I didn't swerve the wheel and I wasn't holding it tight enough. Okay, now learn not to do that. Now in this case, why did they not want to speak to me? Oh, you were shaky, your tongue was darting around, your eye was just no eye contact, your words were so small and like, hey, how's your day going, and da da da. You were just not connecting well. Okay, let me try to do better the next time. So the next time, you make eye contact, but it still doesn't work. So you're like, okay, why didn't it work this time? I made eye contact. Oh, you were like all up in their face. You were too close. Okay, next time you give them a little space. You make eye contact. You have good tone. You're friendly. You smell good. You're presentable. Okay, it went well this time. So, the best way to learn is to get out there and do it. The best way to learn what to talk about is to just learn things. Like, the more you know, the more you're going to be equipped for these conversations. Like, if you really like rap music, but you also listen to pop music every now and then, and you meet somebody who really likes pop music, you're not an expert on it, but you know enough to hold a conversation. If you're really into art, like you're really into art, but you also know a bit about fashion, when you meet somebody who's into fashion, you can hold a bit of a conversation, and you might even be able to compare like fashion to art, and through that they learn more about art, you learn more about fashion, and you connect like that. But yep, that's all I got for y'all. I hope that y'all have a wonderful day. Just wanted to give you something nice, quick, and short. If you like my video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. You can also donate to the Cash App in my bio if you decide to do that. Anything is appreciated. Have a wonderful and lovely day. Bye bye.